Okay, so I wasn't gonna record anything today. I was just sitting here on YouTube watching some Dragon Ball Z, and it was at I was getting to that Vegeta moment when I saw a video recommended under it from Tyrone Magnus. And before I could read what it was called, I saw the top of it. It said Cosby Soul Star dead. I'm like, what? And I scroll down, and then I read what the name of the video: Malcolm-Jamal Warner dot dot dot, which means he's gone. And yeah, I looked into it. Yeah. Now in the thumbnail, it said accidental drowning, which is what it said everywhere else I looked. So that's all I know. So I'm just making this to see. And I'm gonna start by saying, first and foremost, we all know him from Cosby Show, but I was never a fan of that show. I did watch it because, come on, come on, but like I was never a true fan of it. But literally, my favorite, my favorite episode was the pilot actually. Yeah, when literally because of one scene where he's getting cussed out by Bill Cosby, and like, and Bill Cosby said famously, "I'll brought you in this world, I'll take you out." And Theo says something, and Bill Cosby says, "Damn right." That's like the one time I heard Bill Cosby cuss. That's it, and that's why I'm not really a Cosby Show fan. It's way too squeaky clean for my liking. Like, imagine Full House, but the entire way through, like, you know. And like same with like A Different World. Like I didn't really like that show. Say for one episode, you could probably guess which one. The Tupac episodes. Like that's literally it. Like, that my kind of sitcom. So I more know him from like his guest spots largely. From when he was on Fresh Prince of Bel Air twice. First time was in a dream sequence when he was asking advice from Will, large celebrities, RBABD. The second time he was dating Hillary for a blip and tried to sue Philip Banks, James Avery, rest in peace. Um, There's a show called Jericho, which I watched because I thought it was related to the video game, the same name by Clive Barker. It's not, and Clive Barker had nothing to do with the TV show. They're both really weird horror shows named Jericho. Like the horror things named Jericho. That's about it. Like stuff like that. What I know from mainly up until I was grown, and I discovered a show called Malcolm and Eddie, which is weird because it's from my time when I was a kid. During the days of WB and UPN, I watched those channels. But Malcolm and Eddie, I didn't know nothing about it till I was grown, and I loved that show from the first episode I saw. So that's mainly how I really became a fan of Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Like, yeah, he was a good dramatic actor and everything. He was on that one show a few years ago on Fox. God, it was called, yeah. Well, let's read this. Uh, the Cosby Show star Malcolm-Jamal Warner dies from accidental drowning at 54. Malcolm-Jamal Warner, best known for playing Theo Huxtable on Cosby Show, has died. He was 54. The veteran actor and director died from accidental drowning off of Costa Rica on Sunday, according to ABC News. With the Costa Rican National Police telling the news site Warner's official cause of death was asphyxia. He was strangled. Fight from drowning, yeah. ABC News. Warner reported. ABC News, not Warner, not Tom. ABC News reported Warner died near. Is it really pronounced Cockles? Cockles Beach in Lehman, Costa Rica. I'm sorry if I'm butchering those. With the police saying the actor was caught by a strong ocean current. His body was discovered and formally identified by Costa Rica's National Police. See, that was my first thought. Because the same thing happened in the same year, just months apart, to Shad Gaspard, wrestler and actor, and then Naya Rivera. Literally the exact same thing, so they're both saving their kids. This is crazy. Uh, Warner's role in the long-running Cosby series has earned him a Primetime Emmy for Outstanding Supporting Actor in a Comedy, and positioned him for later success in Hollywood. His more recent TV work included the role of Sergeant A.J. Justice on the Fox medical drama The Resident, Never seen it, but I know of it. And the courtroom drama Accused. That's what I meant on Fox. Accused, yeah. He also appeared opposite Keir Sedgwick in ABC's 10 Days of the Valley drama and played A.C. Cox in FX's American Crime Story. Okay. In The People vs. O.J. Simpson, yeah, okay. Uh, Born August 18, 1970, in Jersey City, New Jersey. Warner was named after Malcolm X tracks. That makes a lot of sense, actually. And jazz pianist Ahmad Jamal. Speaking of jazz, Malcolm-Jamal Warner was also a singer, which is always funny to me because he has music out there, albums and everything. My mother met him some years ago in the 80s. Matter of fact, he met her and he met Keith and Knight Pulliam. And my mom actually babysat Keith and Knight Pulliam back in the 80s. And my mom told me that Malcolm-Jamal Warner was the worst singer she's ever heard. So I always laughed at whenever I see he's got music out because that story she told us. Like, yeah. And I've heard him sing on Malcolm and Eddie. It wasn't great. He could have gotten better easily. Yeah. So, yeah. It was at like a Black Expo event where my mom met them and everything. Yeah. And she was like one of the performers or whatever. Although he had a breakout role on Cosby Show, Warner during his career moved on from that early success to a long career in Hollywood. At the same time, having played the Huxtable in a popular comedy, he was called on the comment on Bill Cosby. Yep. About the allegations against him, especially when they first emerged, and the Hollywood actor and comic was arrested in 2015. We won't get into that nonsense. Nonsense being he got out on some just total nonsense and was not apologetic at all. Anyway, he was one of my mentors and is very okay. Well, very influential. Played a big role in my life as a friend and mentor. Just as it's painful to hear any woman talk about assault, yeah, true or not, it's just as painful to watch my friend and mentor go through this. Can't really speak on it. Okay, well, okay, I'm not gonna. He's basically putting up for Bill Cosby. I'm not gonna do that. And now we're just talking about Bill Cosby here. There we go. I'm reading this to see if they mention it because they ain't mentioned it yet. Uh, Warner's other screen credits include Amazon, Sneaky Pete, TNT's Major Crime Series on that. I watched some of that. USA Network Suits, I watched that. Community and what Sense of Anarchy, I quit watching that. Michael J. Fox, so I tried to watch that. Cleaner, I watched that. Dexter, I'm just not getting into. Or giving it another chance. As a director, Warner helmed several episodes of The Cosby Show, Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, which tracks, and Sesame Street, which also tracks. Wow, we're just going to. In 2011, he directed and starred alongside Trace Ellis Ross in the BET series Read Between the Lines. I forgot about that. I did see that, some of that, yeah. One of those sitcoms that when I first discovered it, was like, oh, I know he did this. But then after a few episodes, I'm like, I see why I didn't discover it. uh, and it helmed the AIDS awareness video Time Out, The Truth About HIV, AIDS, and You, which had appearances from Magic Johnson, makes sense, and Arsenio Hall. Warner also made a feature film debut in Paramount Pictures' Drop Zone, and appeared in Warner Brothers' Fool's Gold opposite Matthew McConaughey, Kay Hudson, Donald Sutherland, rest in peace, and on the live theatrical stage, not surprised. Warner appeared in the off-Broadway plays Three Ways Home, Crying Shame, Free Fall, and a production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. Not at all surprised, like I said, he's a good dramatic actor. That is some headline there. That is, wow. Rest in peace to that kid. I don't even, wow. They didn't mention Malcolm and Eddie, which was hilarious. Goodness. It ran for years. Anyway, yeah, rest in peace, Malcolm-Jamal Warner. Thank you all for watching.